Hello friends, welcome back for more Olympus Chosen. Now, I was pretty excited to see that the Asmodee Digital had put out the teaser a couple days ago, and then the update came out today that Jaws of the Lion is announced to be an upcoming DLC for Gloomhaven Digital. And that's pretty exciting. Pretty exciting. I think bringing in extra classes is the part that I'm more excited about. I have not played the Jaws of the Lion campaign. I do own it, and I actually had the opportunity recently to just open it up and punch out the counters, and I was kind of just interested in what the cards were. And it came at an interesting time over the weekend before they announced the DLC of Jaws of the Lion. So I'm interested to seeing that DLC. I don't think they're going to go in this route, but I hope that they allow those four classes to be brought into the digital, like into the core campaign setting, and that they're not just stuck over in the DLC. I don't think they would do that. I think that would be strange if they did it that way. But my bigger fear here is that they're not going to be available in a campaign that's already running. So like this one. Now, this DLC is probably months down the road from being released, so I'm not too worried about it, but I do fear that it won't be available in a previous save. I hope not. I hope that's not the case. It would be great to bring those four classes into this setting, into the core, if I get the chance to retire everybody. Those four new classes that I have not played with would be pretty interesting. But I took a look at some of the cards, and I found them to be kind of weird and interesting in some ways. There's a couple abilities that are new and unique, and then I saw some repetitions. It seems that they've kind of brought a lot of the things that people like in Gloomhaven and just made for classes that did all of those things. So it was kind of strange to me. There are a few strong abilities, like kill abilities, that Erebus has, or the Night Shroud has, that aren't existent in there, that from what I could tell immediately. And but there were a lot of like enemies suffer damage, and I felt that to be a bit too strong for, I think, three of them had that. Three of the four classes have those abilities. I find that to be a bit strong. So I'm still interested in playing with them, but I thought that it was interesting, some of the like Craghart's ability to smash obstacles is clearly in one of the characters and one of the classes, and that there were a lot of enemies suffer damage. A lot of them. Like, a lot of them. It seemed that one class was built on that, but then one or two of the other classes had a bunch of those abilities too. So it's, I don't know, I was just a bit weirded out by that. But I'm still very excited. I don't want to bring anybody down about that. I'm still very excited about the DLC, and you can bet your butts that as soon as that's out, if this is still going on, that I will be integrating those four characters. I hope that they're going to be available. And if not, then whenever this does finish, I'll just jump right into that if it's available. So I don't think I'll be able to run both of them at the same time, is one other thing that I need to make clear. I'm not going to be able to do Jaws of the Lion and the core, but we'll just have to see when it's going to be released and plan accordingly when we get some more information. So, anyway, the vote went out as usual, and this one was kind of close and interesting. I felt like I was watching an election between like two good candidates. It was kind of fun to watch. It was 50-50 for a little bit. The Mind Thief looked like she was about to win, and then just seemingly overnight, it went to the Plague Herald. which I'm very happy for. And I do want to make clear, I would have been just as happy to play with a Mind Thief. Both these classes are going to be fun. I wouldn't put both of them together if I didn't want to play one of them. So let's open up the Plague Herald. So either let's go through some of the lore here. Either misguided or ignorant of other races' philosophy, Plague Heralds believe that the spread of disease throughout a society will strengthen it and propel it toward great things. Oh, that is poor timing, my friend. Poor timing. One should be wary of allying with a Plague Herald. You know, I'm second guessing this, reading this now. It's a role-playing kind of way, right? Their ability to spread decay and death across both sides of the battlefield is a terrifying thing to behold. Ugh. The strengths can often target multiple enemies. That's good. A lot of AoEs. Effective at range. Powerful debuffs causing curse and poison. Weaknesses being high potential for friendly fire. Yeah, that's we're going to be seeing plenty of that probably. Low effectiveness versus single large targets. That's not a good thing to read, considering where we're about to go. Terror mating rituals are, well, unpleasant. Great. Interesting. Very interesting here. Starts off pretty weak with 6 health. We are going to be looking at 11 ability cards. It says 14, but that's plus the 3 X cards. So that number is always misleading. I don't like that number. I think it's a weird number to put in there, but we get to choose from 14 ability cards is what it's trying to say. Starting perks is going to be 2. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. That seems a bit strange because we've retired, I think, 4 people. So for that to be 2, it does seem like it's sticking to... I don't know. We'll just go with it. It seems like it's sticking to the position, like position 1, 2, 3, because this would be the second class of, or the second, class of position 2. So I'll just go with that's what's going on. It seems off that it would be 2 now, considering I thought it meant something else before, but I'll go with it. Medium, range support, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So we will select, and I think this should come as no surprise that his name is going to be, or its name is going to be Hades. Yeah, that's like something looks really wrong with that. Not Hades. Hades. So, Hades, welcome to Olympus Chosen. And I think Hades is one of the more commonly known, or more common anyway. And I think Hades is one of the more commonly known Greek gods. He is the god of the underworld and of death, and I think Plague would be a good fit for that, Plague Herald and Hades. So, welcome Hades. Now, oh god, both of these. I saw Vengeance and thought that's perfect, but then Zealot of the Blood God? Oof, that sounds great too. So, Zealot of the Blood God, become exhausted 12 times. And it unlocks the lightning. That's not what I remember. I thought it unlocked Saw. But maybe I'm misremembering, or maybe they've changed something. That's interesting though. And Vengeance, complete 4 different scenarios in Gloomhaven. Oh, okay, in the city of Gloomhaven, or anything that is linked with Gloomhaven. I think that's what that's meaning. So, and then there would be 2 more objectives after that. So we do 4 in Gloomhaven, and then some things open up after that. And this unlocks the Wand of Tremors and a quest. So maybe this unlocked something else before like another class that we've already unlocked, or maybe this is the way it always has been. I'm starting to think that these are the Wand of Tremors and the unlock quest. I think this means that either it was one of those X envelope personal quests, or that it's actually going to be we've already unlocked the class, so that it gives you a new quest and a new design, a random design and a random quest. That's probably what's actually going on here, because I've never seen this before, and it makes more sense that that's what's going on. So anyway, do we want to become exhausted? Well, we definitely don't want to become exhausted 12 times, but we can definitely make this happen very easily, right? We can game the game in a way that as the quest is coming to a close, we can find a way to just become exhausted, either die or exhausted through losing cards. I think those are the two options. Or we can go this way, vengeance. I mean, when I see this, a Zealot of the Blood God really comes to mind. So I think I'm gonna go for it. Zealot of Blood God, the Plague Herald named Hades. Here we go. All these insignificant ants scurrying about, none of them know what true devotion is. Devotion is about giving over every last scrap of yourself of something greater. The writings of the old ways demand sacrifice. Only death in battle will bring back the blood god. So in every fight you will give your all. When nothing is left, the infinite awaits. Yes. Yes. This will unlock the lightning class. And that one's pretty interesting too. So yes, that sounds perfect. So we do start off at level 5. I'm going to spend some time here, get it up to level 5, and go over the choices, and then we'll jump into, well, we've got a city encounter, and then we'll go attempt to defeat a boss. Okay, so let's do this. Vile Pestilence. Leaving in Vile Pestilence an AoE that's going to give all allies and enemies poison within that circle of the AoE. A little bit of movement. This is good. I like this one quite a bit. Not taking Grasping Vermin. I would potentially like to bring this in later. Maybe if I decide that AoE is the way to go instead of the more target 2 or 3 kinds of attacks, which you'll see later down below. So while this one is definitely a good one, I'm going to leave it out for now. Wretched Swarm, an AoE stun attack, fantastic. It does burn, but in a pinch, it does a really good job at controlling a room. Move 4 until I need to use it. I think this is a great card. Spread the Plague. I'm leaving this one out. The top ability, once during each of your attack actions, you may poison an ally within range 2. If they're already poisoned, deal 3 damage to them, just to add a +1 to my attack. I don't think so. There's better ones out there, so I'll leave this one out. The bottom attack ability at range is actually really good, but I'm gonna leave this one out because I had to drop something. So this was one that I dropped. Biting Gnats. This is what I was talking about with respect to AoE, or this is more flexible. I can hit 2 targets in any direction as long as they're range 4. Hey, I think this one's pretty good, particularly if they're poisoned as well. Then that's an attack of 3 at range 4, targeting 2. Not bad at all. Move 4. Probably won't use this much, so I'm more excited about this one until because I want to be using this top ability more than the bottom ability. But if I need the movement, hey, I've got a couple move 4s here, and I also have another move down below. Dropping Winged Congregation. this might come in handy for some particular scenarios, and I'll keep that in mind, but for now I'll drop it. Creeping Curse. Hear me out, alright? I'm not going to build a heavy curse Plague Herald, okay? I'm just not going to do it. I know people out there love it. I like the poison build a bit more. I had a lot more fun with it than with cursing the enemy. I think there's another class out there that I will do this with, but I'm not going to do it with Hades. I will bring in Gathering Doom. I'm leaving out Creeping Curse because I don't think I'll be going up to the enemy and cursing them in person, or whatever you would call that in Hades' case, but this one gives me the same exact attack ability on top and an opportunity to loot later in the scenario. Paralyzing Bite, a stun 1 enemy, not too bad, I like it, with a major jump on the bottom, bringing in air. Air is going to be kind of important, but I didn't do a good job. I made one mistake in choosing my cards, and I don't feel like I guess I could delete it and start over, but then I realized that I'd probably be losing everything, including his personal quest. I'm just going to keep with what I've got, and I'm happy with what I have, actually, after I've gone through everything. So, Foul Wind. I'll probably be putting Foul Wind up pretty quickly. Maybe I'll use it as a loot first, and then I'll use Foul Wind. And I will make sure that... So this is consume air to add +1 to the entire attack action. So this would become an attack 2. AoE, this would become an attack 2, attack 3. So it's not bad. I don't know if I'll be able to use it 6 times in a scenario. So I could have taken Fetid Flurry, and I chose a different one in particular, and then I realized that move 2 with air on the bottom, it was kind of hard for me to see the air on the bottom. I got focused on the top attack and of this one and then the other ability, and I thought I'm just going to take the other ability. So we'll get to that here in a minute, but I probably should have taken this for that free infusing air. Scattered Terror. I'll bring this in from time to time for sure. It is an attack of 2 at range 3, targeting 3, pierce 2, and then it also brings in air. It does burn, however, so it's going to be really good against particular enemies. I will always keep this on the back burner. If we have a bunch of shielded enemies, we'll be taking Scattered Terror. Epidemic, I decided to drop. It was one of those... Well, actually, it's an X card, so I just decided not to take it. But it was one of those that, hey, that top ability is really great. I'd really like to hold on to it, but there's some other ones that I decided I'll take this instead of that, basically. Virulent Strain. This one's important for this type of build. You get to poison enemies that are adjacent to other enemies that are poisoned, so spreading the disease, and remove poison from an enemy to cause it to suffer 3 damage. So that's going to be killing quite a bit of enemies, actually. 3 damage is no joke for those lighter types of enemies, like imps, forest imps in particular. The living spirits, and they have a lot of shield, but not a lot of health. So this one's going to be pretty decent for that. Basically, a free kill action if they have 3 or less health and poisoned. It sounds very situational, but you're going to see that everything's going to be poisoned very quickly. And they're going to be poisoned throughout the whole scenario. So we'll be able to be picky of, hey, we don't even need to see them, is the really good thing about this. You don't need line of sight. You just remove poison from any one enemy on the entire map. If they have 3 or less health, they're dead. So it's pretty good. Pretty good. And this doesn't... The other thing that I think makes this very powerful is it doesn't matter what kind of enemy at all. It could be a boss. It could be It could be, well, a boss that has to be poisoned. That's the one thing, I guess. But elites and normals, it doesn't. There's no. It's not picky. It's very, very flexible. Leaving this one out, I don't feel like the shield is too necessary for Hades, but maybe from time to time I'll think about bringing in Blistering Vortex for that top ability if I feel like that AoE would be nice. Even though it burns, we need to be exhausting. So I was actually looking at these burned cards in a different way. We go all out the entire scenario. When he's exhausted, we need to time it correctly. We don't want him to just flat out exhaust when we haven't opened up that last room yet, right? Okay, now to the actual leveling cards here. Rot Maggots. These names, by the way, great. Great. They fit Hades so perfectly. And one thing before I continue with that, if you take a look at the initiative here, I just don't even care about initiative. When it comes to the Plague Herald, don't think about initiative. From time to time, you'll think, yeah, I want to go early, but you can't rely on his initiative at all. So 60s and 70s and 50s and 30s, these are just right down in the middle. Hey, if I want to go really late, I've got that 91. Okay, but you can't do it with him. So Rot Maggots. Attack 4, target 2, poison. Poison all allies adjacent to the target. So it's a kind of a good attack. You know, it's a pretty decent attack. Attack 4. The poison, unfortunately, comes after the fact always. But it would be really cool if the Plague Herald in particular could do the poisoned and then the attack immediately after. Like, it's a poisoning attack where the poison hits and then the attack hits right after. But we'll get to that in a second. This is unfortunate that you're going to be hitting your allies as well. But we also have this on the bottom here, heal 2, range 3, target 2. So if it gets kind of nasty, then we have ways to help Electrona with a little bit of healing. Succumb to the gift. Kill one normal enemy with poison within range 3. This is a burn, but as I said, you know, there's going to be a lot of poison out there. So I think it's going to be really fun to be able to kill a normal enemy with poison. It's just gonna happen from time to time. So I'm not going to be using this very early, but as I said, I looked at the burn cards a little differently for Hades because of the personal quest. We want to be exhausting, so losing cards is okay. We just have to plan it correctly. The bottom ability, Bless, affect all allies with poison. Very strange, right? Very, very strange. But in combination with Rot Maggots, I could use Rot Maggots and then follow up with a Succumb to the Gift. And then later they heal themselves, that poison off or whatever. It'll work out in a weird way. But blessing your poisoned allies is going to be interesting. Now, we don't have to be doing the poisoning, of course, but I threw this card in here more for the top ability, and if I can get the bottom ability to work from time to time, I'll do it. I'll use it. Storm of Wings. Now, this was one where we're consuming air, and this was one of my mistakes. I should have taken this one. I knew there was some air somewhere, but for some reason I wasn't finding it, and then afterward I found that tiny mistake. But again, we'll get to how I fixed it. Attack 4, range 4 is burned, but if you consume air, you additionally target all of the enemies on the path to the primary target. So if that target is close by, then you can maybe make a weird like a curve to them, I think. So you'll be able to hit some out of the way, something like that. I think. I have not played Storm of Wings, we'll get to see it firsthand here. So I know I've seen there is one for an ability very similar to this with the Spellweaver, and you're able to just get anybody along the path. So I think if you take air, if you consume air, you get to make that path first, and then you choose the one that's the final attack with this. So we'll just have to see it happen. I wanted this card because of the movement, and then this one was going to be an additional bonus, basically. So I'm interested in the top, but I'm interested in the move 5 because the top burns. I'll be able to use this over and over again without fretting that I'm missing out on something on the top. So, and then finally, Accelerated End. Whew. Level 5 card. This one is also very integral for the poison build. All enemies with poison suffer 1 damage. If you consume darkness, it's 2 damage instead. All enemies with poison. Again, no range, no pickiness. It doesn't matter what type of enemies they are. As long as they're poisoned, they're suffering some damage. Great, great ability. Accelerated End is also, instead of Willing Sacrifice, I thought this one would have been actually pretty interesting, this bottom ability more so. All allies with poison may recover up to 2 of their cards, discarded cards, or 3 if you consume air. But that's tricky, and then you're also consuming it, or burning this too, so I don't know. I know this isn't going to be some people's favorite builds out there, but let me show you something else that you might have not done. This is how I fixed it. Scent. I spent 3. I had 6 available perks. I spent 3 of them on this. It's a +1 and you're getting air. It's going to be more random, so I can't really plan for it, but it does also add in a bunch of new +1 attack modifiers, and I think that's going to be good regardless. But because it's bringing in air, it's kind of fixing my problem of I'm not bringing in enough air to make Foul Wind, I think, to make Foul Wind very efficient. Boo-hoo. But I think this is going to be a good way to fix that little issue. I can also put air on one of his ability cards to bring it in freely. We'll think about it. I don't think I'll be spending 60 gold right away on that kind of sticker, but I also chose Focus the 2 times, replace a -1 with a +1. So I've removed 2 negatives, and then I've added 5 +1s. So we're heavy in the +1 here, making his attacks a tiny bit stronger. Oh, I take that back. Immunity also adds a +1, but I'm more stuck on the fact that it ignores negative scenario effects, so we won't be getting any curses because of negative scenario effects. But another +1, sure. So we've actually added 6 +1s, and 3 of them are going to be bringing in air as well. So not bad. Not bad. To the city encounter, I guess. You there! Stop! You turn to see a city guard walking briskly toward you. You are known associates of this woman, yes? He holds up a crude sketch of the scoundrel. Ate. We believe she is behind a number of high-profile robberies and demand that you give us any information you have on your whereabouts and activities. His face softens a bit. Look, I know you guys do a lot of good for this city, but the Merchant Guild is breathing down my neck on this one, and I could really use a lead. We're not gonna sell her. Are you kidding me? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, but I'm not sorry at all. We're gonna be as vague and unhelpful as possible, giving no useful information. Of course we are. Maybe this is the poor choice, but she's our friend. The guard scratches his head and looks down at his notes. Well, that wasn't very helpful, he sighs. But thanks for your time, I guess. Let me know if you remember anything or get any new information. Well, okay. I mean, maybe you're supposed to sell her out, but I think that's a poor choice. That's a poor choice. So, we're going to be jumping into this quest here, but before I do that, I still have some more money that I need to spend, particularly for Hades. Erebus has some money to spend, so I guess what we'll do is run to the merchant and spend some money. I think, yeah, she could still use a small item, but I'm definitely, at this point, we're just 5 gold away from a major healing potion, so I'm going to wait with Electrona. Erebus still could use a small item and a hand item. Okay. Okay, so I've spent a lot of the gold here, and Hades has picked up 3 small items. There's a few other items that I'm interested in for basically everything else, but I figured getting potions and dusts and things like that for now is probably a good way to go. So we've picked up the major power potion since it is good with AoE attacks. We can add a +2 with one of those. A major stamina potion to get a couple cards back. And then a minor mana potion so that we have another way of getting air for free. I've really liked to focus on this air build because I've never done this before with it. And I think there's something really interesting with Foul Wind. If I can get Foul Wind with poison, I'm not saying use Vile Pestilence, but getting poison out there. Foul Wind will add another +1 to the entire attack action. And then on top of that, having a major power potion, that's +4 attack to an entire attack action. I think there's something really cool going on there. So I think we might be able to increase that more, but in this case, that would be an attack of 8 or up to 4 targets. That's not too bad at all. I'll take it. This one would be an attack of 8 if I decided to go that way, but just to show some other builds out there, so, or other options anyway. Erebus, I've spent all of his money. We're going to be using that battle axe. I think this is a really strong weapon for a one-hander. I think it might have been better to make it two-handed, but to be able to hit 2 targets, I think is going to be pretty powerful for things like, well, Armor of the Night is an attack of 4, Grim Sustenance would be an attack of 4, and I'm going to say that it probably won't work with this. During your single target melee attack action, I'm gonna test it, but I'm gonna go ahead and say that probably shouldn't work. Kill 1 normal. Yeah, I'm gonna say it should not work, but I'm gonna try and get to a position where I could make it work, and just to see if it's working that way. Attack of 5 against 2 enemies would be great too. So there's a lot of good options out there anyway. I think he could put it to use. And I also got him another mana potion. Everybody now has mana potions, and I think it's going to work really well. I think mana potions work best in mass. If just one person, well, I guess if just one person consumes an element, then just one person really needs to carry it. But because all 3 of them consume elements, they could help each other. I mean, I could make everybody use their their mana potions to bring in air for Hades attacks, or have them all bring in darkness for Erebus. So now we have 3 free mana of any kind that we want. We just have to be able to use it in the next round, or in the following turns, basically. If Electrona goes first, she could bring in air so that Hades could use it in the same round, but you can't bring in an element and then use it in the same turn, right? We all know that at this point. Electrona, Hades, Erebus. I'm going to save money at this point. I think I'm just going to save the money. Let's see what we get out of the scenario at Lair of the Sightless Eye, not the Unseeing Eye. The Sightless Eye. Oh, no, it is that. Okay. Lair of the Unseeing Eye, but then it says killed the Sightless Eye. Alright. Strange. Find out why the artifact was linked to this location. Right. It's a core quest. Boss, kill the Sightless Eye. This is the Sightless Eye. It can be poisoned. That is fantastic. It is immune to disarm, push, pull, move, swap, stun, curse, and muddle. So wounding and poison are good to go. It's going to have a health of 33, an attack of 7. Oof. But it doesn't move. So as long as we're out of its reach, we'll be fine. I don't know if that's necessarily going to happen. And we're going to be seeing the same enemies as the previous, the Doom Trench. So, well, here we go. One good thing that happened here, bringing in level 5 Hades, dropped the level to 3 instead of 4. That's going to be a bit helpful. I don't know if it's going to be a game changer, but it does drop down the level anyway for the types of enemies that we'll be facing. So, all right, let's go.
You wander through the massive stone structure beneath the waves for what feels like hours. Somehow the lack of any sign of life in this place makes it all the more terrifying. There is only a horrid stillness that eats away at you with every echoing step you take. And just when you feel as though you cannot go any further, you feel its presence. Something old and powerful waits for you at the end of this corridor. It calls to you, inviting you to climb into its open maw, embracing the sweet release of infinity. This is what you came to defeat, but without even seeing it, you're filled with unending hopelessness. You cannot even dream of defeating such a creature. You shake your head and attempt to guard yourself from the negative feelings. You didn't swallow those throat-crushing breathing spheres and swim down to the bottom of the ocean just to fail now. You must move forward. You must destroy this threat.
Oh boy, okay. And here we go. We have Protector. This one might not be a good one anymore because we're probably going to be trying to get Hades to exhaust now. Allow none of your allies to become exhausted during the scenario. At the end, your health at the end of the scenario is equal to your maximum health. Woo. I mean, that's going to be even tougher, I think. I'm going to go for it, though. Hoarder or Plunderer? There's 2 treasure chests. That's scary to me. That typically makes me think that one's good and one's bad. But looting some gold piles, let's go for Hoarder. Workhorse, 13 or more experience. Opener, be the first to kill. I think Opener is safe for Erebus. Okay, and here we go. Round 1. We're facing only some, there's 2 elites. 2 elite lurkers. If you remember the stats from the previous one, I believe they all had 1 shield and they had 2 shield. But I don't remember the movement, attack, or health or anything like that. And then 2 normal lurkers. So 2 elites, 2 normals. And all we have to do is make it through this room, and then there it is. And take out the sightless eye. I'm very, very excited to see what this looks like in digital. Very excited. All right. Well, round one. And up first is Erebus with Prepare for the Kill and Silent Force. We're going to start moving, get Darkness involved, and Silent Force to get the invisibility attack, which I will be going invisible with the Cloak of Invisibility. I was trying to find a way to not use this so quickly, but I felt like this is actually a really good opportunity for it, and then we can continue being invisible through time after we get Darkness involved. And just being invisible is huge, because then I'll be able to use Grim Sustenance to stay invisible, right? But I will use this now, and then I'll continue being invisible through the next abilities. Then we're going to be going late with Hades. Need to remember this. Gathering Storm for getting some curses out there. We might as well start now. And Accelerated End for getting poison on the enemies. Let's start doing that now. That would get poison here, here, here. Potentially on you instead, I'm not entirely sure. We're gonna have to see. I'm realizing now that there's a lot of difficult terrain here, so we're gonna have to tiptoe through all of this and kill them very quickly. Very, very quickly. I don't see if there's going to be any spawning. I'm assuming there isn't. So right. And we'll do the poison first before we make that attack, of course. And then, since I think he's gonna be here, or maybe they will be somewhere else, I'm not entirely sure, but I think he's gonna be moving into here so that this will block this, so that this one can only attack her, and then this one shouldn't be able to walk all the way back here. Maybe there is a +1 move that it will be able to, but I'm just going to have to see how this is going to work. But my thought here is, if I can block this hex, then this guy isn't going to be able to attack two people. Two of us. So we're going to go late with Illuminate the target. Somebody adjacent to her can make an attack of 6, and then she can make an attack of 4, also bringing in light. Well, they're not moving. And they're gaining shield and this. That's all very, very annoying stuff there. Target all adjacent enemies. So because we're moving up to here, I think it's going to be fine there. Like, he's not going to be targeted. Well, I think this is still a good place to go. Yep. We'll still go invisible. And we'll make this attack at least. We could... I think we might as well use that, sure. Wound it a bit. We'll pass on everything else. And of course they're sitting back here. I should have known that's what they would do. All right. So, well, let's start getting. No, okay. It's kind of confusing. I feel like they shouldn't show the line. They shouldn't say like, "Hey, this is a hex that like it's range." Yes, it's range 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but it's not line of sight. So I feel like you shouldn't be highlighting those. But 1, 2, 3. That's great. And I think I might as... Yeah, I might as well just keep going for this. I know I could start getting some damage on you, but I can just kill a normal very easily anyway, so... Well, that is a scary sight there. What did we do? Pretty decent, actually. A +1 there. Good. We'll leave these be for now as well. But we could, I mean, getting accelerated end back into our hands quickly is definitely a good option for us, because we want to be using this top ability now that we have poison on 3 enemies. So I'm wondering, the best choice here might be to move up and make an attack with light. I think staying back here and making him perform the attack, sure, it's going to be an attack of 6, but I really want light. So it's unfortunate that it's not moving, but I feel like light is more important than making these. Well, we got light twice, but hey, we've got it down to 3 health. That's not too bad, even though it has a bunch of shield on it. So not too bad. We now have darkness and light here, which is good. Very good. Round 2. We're going to be starting off with Erebus, Armor of the Night, to continue keeping darkness infused. I was kind of going back and forth on why I brought darkness in this turn, and I think I might have done something else if maybe they had moved. So it's hard to plan, you know, two turns in advance when you have no idea what they're going to be doing. So I think I was moving over here to get ready for some big moves, and they didn't move. So I'm having to kind of play catch up and figure out what their next thing is. So we're not going to move, and I'm not going to be visible anymore. So So I'm going to stay invisible with Grim Sustenance, and I'll just do this because I want some more darkness. I'm hoping that kills it, because he has opener. Then at 29, nope, 55, Hammer Blow will make this attack here for 5 with advantage. It'll be 6 because of that poison. And then Tactical Order to move. I'm hoping that they go a little bit faster than 55. Then 91, I chose the latest card that they had for the move 5 and Paralyzing Bite to stun somebody somewhere. We'll see who that is. Okay, well, they're moving. They're going before 55, but that's a lot of incoming attacks. I'm hoping you're dead. Even if I deal just a couple damage, that'll be the case. Because he's wounded too. But poison will certainly help. This one's going to attack her for 3. And then this one's going to be able to go, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then 1, it'll be blocked. Okay, so we only have to worry about this one unless this one does not die. Let's hope for the best here. I could use Eagle Eye Goggles. Because if I pull, let's see, even if I pull this, it'll still die. So I have basically this is my worst case scenario as always. This is still okay, but this works. All right, let's not use the Eagle Eye Goggles here. Well, actually, now that I think about it, we do have this one other attack, and then basically a kill and a kill. So let's use the Eagle Eye Goggles just to be certain. In this case, even if he pulls both of these, it's okay. Yep. Okay. Well, +2. That'll do. And opener is his. That's good. Yep, we confirmed that. Not that there's no incoming attacks here, but we can still just stay invisible. I think that's all right. And keep darkness going. Okay. Yeah, we have to use it, remember? If I use this, it's totally blocked because they have, as I said, Pierce 2. So Pierce 2, they would still she would still have 2 left. to block, but I'll wait for that. Cool. We make this attack here. Or maybe I have her move up to here first and then have this attack now. That sounds like a better idea, because I never really get to use it all that often, so we'll skip it. We'll have her stand right in the middle with the long spear and make this attack. I think that's good. She'll heal up too. Not too bad. That was a pretty decent hit. And we can continue having her heal with this. Yeah, sure. Sure. Before she gets poisoned, and it'll take more time. Alright, we have light, we have darkness, we don't need that. Now we can use this. Oof. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. That's that was one of my fears here. So I guess we could sit right there and then punish you. Who would I think you're dead. Let's make sure that you're stunned here. Alright. Now I'll move up to here, and that'll block this one from moving around too, so we'll pick up some loot with that too. He needs to be picking up some loot. Do we want to take any of these now? I think if I was to take 2, 2, 4, 6, 7. Okay, I'll pass on this for now. Great. Round 3. Erebus again. What a surprise. Doomed Breeze to move and get more curses flowing, and Spirit of the Night to kill you off. That'll do it. How many curses do they have? They have just the one. And I think having both of them cursing sometimes is actually going to be really nice. And so this is another reason why I'm having the Hades go for a more poison build instead of the curse build. If I didn't have the Night Shroud class as a partner, then I would probably take a little of both, but it's just a kind of another thought in my mind why I'm going to go for poison instead of full-on curse. I'll bring some curses in from time to time, but yeah, here we go. Move, curse a little bit, and then kill this one. And then at 69, we'll go with Rot Maggots, which is an attack of 4 with poison. It says poison all allies adjacent to the target. Unfortunately, it's not all allies and enemies, but from here, I'll be able to attack this one. That's probably just going to outright kill it anyway. And then Wretched Swarm for like a move of 4 to start. Maybe get over here or something. And then at 72, Path of Glory for attack of 6, 7 because it's poisoned with advantage, and Unwavering Mandate for a heal. Let's maybe we don't need it, but my thought is that since the Plague Herald is moving over here potentially, that it might be attacked by this one. Or if this one gets a chance to move over here first, then she will be poisoned so that she'll be able to heal herself after anyway. So, okay, not moving at all. And this one will be wounding her, so she'll have a way to heal anyway. So it works out. It works out. Unfortunately, they're shielding him again. I guess this one isn't. That's good. Okay, well, I'm gonna use my boots so I can actually get moving out here, I think. Yeah, let's do this. Instead of staying back here, let's jump into the water. There it is. And I guess I'm okay with them not attacking. If they just keep shielding up and wounding and, you know, whatever, that's actually fine with me, because that's saving all of both of them. It's saving these curses for some pretty major attacks we might be seeing in this room. So if they don't use it, that's actually pretty good. We can always just heal before we get in there anyway. So as always, you know, we have 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. So I'm not going to use the major stamina potion here. Okay. Well, let's make this attack, I think. Yep. Well done. We'll use this to get moving around here as well. Going. Yep, that's fine. We'll make this attack now. Oh! Wait a minute. I thought she already pulled a +2. Somebody pulled a +2 before. I thought it was her. Yeah, she hasn't reshuffled or anything. Okay, that's great. Yeah, we'll just use this to heal that off. And we can just keep moving with this. Well, that worked out really well. Let's use Righteous Strength to bless our friends here, and then I'll use Defensive Stance just to get moving a little bit. We'll just move just a little bit. We'll take a rest before we open this door, so we're on our way. So we'll use these 2. Actually, I'm gonna go later. So 1, 2, 3. We'll go later so that we have that movement of 3 to get to here after we get blessed, of course. And then as for you, I'd like to use this for some looting. How far is she? I think she's just going to step right to there, so I guess we won't be... Let's use Foul Wind now, just to take a step. And I'll use Succumb to the Gift as just another card to burn, or to use. So, let's bless everybody. Good work. So I could use Foul Wind now. I'm thinking it might be, I don't know, maybe it is a good time to use it. Just use it to get it out there. Because I'm probably not, I don't see a reason to, like, yeah, I think I'm going to just use it. I don't want to wait and then spend a turn to use this where I'm not going to be able to make an attack, is my thought. And then I can use minor mana potion once we get that door open. Yep, that sounds better. We have to remember, he's all or nothing, right? We need to be making major attacks all the time with him, with it. Oh, okay, wait. Okay, it's too late, but round 5, let's keep moving. I guess it doesn't matter. I was thinking, oh, I could use this now and then take a short rest, but I'd like to take a long rest before we open that door, so I'll use these 2 cards so I know I have Bright Aegis when I open that door. And as for you, this might be a problem. We're gonna have to take a long rest now, I think. Yep. And we'll get to a position with this. We'll do that. Okay. Oh. You're right. So since I'm going to be taking a long rest, I might as well just run up here. And I'm going to use this, actually. I don't think anybody needs health, no. If I can get light and darkness infused... I don't think I will, unless he uses his minor mana potion during his rest. My thought is I could run in there and use Swallowed by Fear to take out a major enemy immediately. But I need to get him up. If I use it now, let's say I do use it, he needs a movement of... He only has like 3. So 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I doubt that standing here is going to be able to be taken out a major player there, an elite enemy standing next to the door. So we'll just let that go to waste, I guess. It's okay. As you can see, we could target anybody. They don't have to have line of sight from this. Skip it. And since they have basically the same amount of cards, we'll just let this go. And then they'll take long rests next. Okay. I'm thinking... I don't know if I want to get rid of this heal because we don't have a whole lot of healing anymore. But there's not many other choices to drop. Other than Cloak of Shade, but I'd really like to use Cloak of Shade. Armor of the Knight. He's going to be invisible for most of it anyway, so... Okay, long rest. We'll take a long rest here. And then we're going to get ready. Let's use Prepare for the Kill now to get Darkness. He'll go 1, 2, 3. And then he can... in the next round, uses boots plus this to move 5 in and go invisible, and then we can use Silent Force immediately or something like that. Yeah, that sounds good. So we'll use Prepare for the Kill, and well, that means I need to pick another card. I don't really want to use this. This is a pretty weak attack, but the muddle is really helpful. I guess I can still do this, though. We'll go Doomed Breeze. That's disappointing. Okay. Healing. Perform a long rest. I'm thinking Succumb to the Gift is probably one I'm going to drop. I don't think I'll be using... I don't think I want to use this in that room, but maybe it will come in handy, you know? Oh boy, this one's tough. I'm kind of thinking Biting Gnats. This attack would be nice. I don't necessarily need a ton of movement now. So let's drop Biting Gnats. It's a really good one, though. I do appreciate that one, but I think we still have another one. No. Okay, we don't. Yeah, but I think the other ones are kind of more necessary, not just necessary. Alright, let's move on. Move on here. Your turn. Do I want to use the Minor Mana Potion to make him... to give him the opportunity for Swallowed by Fear now? Or I can just have him do... Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'm not going to use this. I'll just make sure that they're going before him. And then we can use Swallowed by Fear. And if we want a second element, then we'll just pull it out or maybe she can go in. She'll go in with this actually, so it's all right. All good here. I'm thinking tactical order, honestly. I don't think we're gonna need the move 4 anymore. We've got plenty of. My thought is like opening the door with Bright Aegis and Righteous Strength. And we'll have shield 3 with something like that. So I might do that. Then of course we will have our boots. We have this move 4 if we're desperate. So yeah, tactical order gone. It's only this one last room, so I don't think we need that much mobility to open that door. Round 7. Here we go. Jumping into the last room, knocking down that door for the Sightless Eye. I'm very pumped. Adrenaline running high here. Bright Aegis for the shield, retaliation, and the light. And movement of 3 and shield. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this, the boots, to get in. I've got 3 movement is probably enough, honestly. And then coming in really late here, both of them. 90, Swallowed by Fear. We'll see if we want to use light there. If not, then maybe she can just bring in a third element. We'll think about it that way. And then Cloak of Shade. I realized I wanted to be going in and go invisible, but I can't use darkness and then darkness again. And I just don't have anything else. But going in late is going to be good, and then I can use Black Arrow to just go invisible again. I just need to get into a good position with movement of 3 plus 2, where I don't need to be like wherever I'm standing is I can just stand there forever. And then last, Hades, Storm of Wings for that move of 5 and Vile Pestilence to get poison everywhere. We're just gonna puke poison all over the place. I'm excited that the boss actually can be poisoned. We'll make sure that that's the case again, but let's see what's behind the door.
You reach the final chamber and find the horrible creature. A giant eye stalk with a gaping maw full of teeth instead of an iris. Once again, you feel its influence. You begin to see the pointlessness of your actions. You understand that giving into its warm embrace is the only true course of action. But once again, you refuse. It grows angry at this, undulating its many tentacles in hostility. The room shakes violently, and the corridor from which you entered begins to collapse. You may have resisted its maddening call, but the fight is far from over.
There it is. There it is. That is a sight to be seen, or unseen. Maybe we don't want to remember this at all. But we can see some good area attacks here. This is good. Then we have the a treasure chest over here and over there. It's like one is definitely going to be good and the other is definitely going to be bad. That's my thought. My thought here is definitely, certainly one of them is a trap, right? What do they do? Oh god, there it is. Oh no. Well, this isn't good. This is the fear, one of the fears that I had. They're all normal, so that's something, right? These guys are all normal as well, so that's also something. And there it is, it's an attack of 5, and look at the cone that it's going to be hitting in. I'm not entirely sure I want to get too close to this at this time, because if I step in, it's going to go here, here, and here. So even where she's standing, this is a bad place. But if I if I don't go in, right? If I stay where I'm standing, then they are going to be summoning those things right here. And then she's stuck. We'll be able to get these guys in before, though. Oh. Yeah, so we need to go in. I can't get too close to this. Let's think. Yeah, if I go here, then they're going to be spawning all around her. Probably here and here. And then they're going to need to come into here. Oof. Of course they pull it now. Maybe I shouldn't have talked about it. This is going to be an attack of 5 with immobilize. I mean, we do have the oops. That's what I'm looking for. A steel ring. We do have a steel ring. So maybe getting into a position like here probably isn't the worst idea. And then making sure, like, having people standing next to her so that she can use those extra abilities. That might be an okay thing. This is going to be an attack of 5. That's going to be an attack of 5. And then these are all attack of 1. I'm not too worried about the ones. And then, of course, she has her... Oh, she only has 1 more chainmail. And then she would have shield 3. So... left or right? We'll go right. I'm looking at the treasures. My idea is left or right for the treasure. Let's go right. Let's do this. Yeah, I do want to continue standing next to this. And then from where she's standing, she can use her spear right through that, so that might be helpful. It's a lot. So we don't need... I mean, I still want to use that, don't I? Or we can have him run in. They all have retaliate. Look at that. That's retaliate 2. That's retaliate 2. This thing does not have retaliate. But we can... Right, so we can wound and poison on it. And it's interesting, actually. So the bosses seem to have their own... Yeah, they do. They have their own modifier deck. I've never noticed that before. That's kind of a bummer because we've been placing all of those okay, just 2. I've been placing curses in the deck expecting that we'll be able to pull it, but since it has its own modifier deck, that's kind of bad. Okay. Do we want to use this? I think we still do. Yeah, I think we still do. But maybe I use this to give him a third, like another option, because I feel like I should probably want to use it so that I can start getting those big attacks in there right away. So I think I'll do that to make sure that he's got something else available. We'll go for Earth. They won't be using Earth. Oh no. I didn't see that it was going to summon the Deep Terror as well. I just saw the attack. We're gonna use that. There we go. We got something out of that. And that's gonna be a retaliate of 4 now. Not too bad. Not the retaliate of 4, of course, but... Okay. Well, let's move in. I'm going to use this, and I'm going to have him stand next to her over here. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe he this thing will stand on the other side. Or maybe it will just come back here, I'm not sure. But I think standing next to her is probably a good idea. Although, standing over here so that we've got 2 people attacking this, that's probably the best idea. Do it that way. Nope. Okay, I want to see... Okay, good. I was going to say, what's going on with those 2, but that makes sense. That totally makes sense. Let's go for this. I'm wondering if I should take one of these out instead of this, but this thing's going to be dealing more damage, right? But if I take one of these out, then that will spawn... Well, this one's not going to do anything, so that's good. It was just spawned, so it won't be able to take... But if we can take one of these out, maybe that's a better idea. Because then we'll just have 2 spawning. But I feel like these things are going to be... Oh man, no. We got to go for that. Yeah. I'm going to use this to bring in darkness immediately so that I can use Spirit of the Night to just take out another one. And maybe I should use this now. Or prepare for the kill. And probably not this again. Maybe, I'm thinking Cloak of Shade, maybe I go for this instead. Then I can find a way to go invisible and then still... Then I can start using Grim Sustenance and Silent Force. Let's do it that way. Yeah, and that axe is going to be really good to hit both of them. Okay, well, I can't get there yet. Let's undo. So we want to move in, but I guess it's okay to stand here, but I also don't want to... Yeah, I also don't want to. Maybe I stand in this corner. No, I do need to get close, don't I? Let's get close to her, though. Yeah. She has better abilities to help her out. Ooh, wait a minute. I could go back here. But I want to make this attack against all of them. And that has retaliate too, so I'm not going to do that. No, let's stay right where I am. Yep, and then we'll use this now against this pile. Do I want to use that right now? I think I want to use it once they're all poisoned. I guess it doesn't really matter though, does it? Let's just use it now. Maybe we can get lucky and take another one of these guys out. Okay. I mean, that was really good. I did pull a ×2 on this guy back here, which is really great. I think I want to use my mana potion now. Whoops. For wind? Or for air? Ooh, wait a minute. Oh man, that darkness. We want to be sharing that darkness. That might be a mistake. I'm thinking of using this. Do I want to use... I don't think I want to pull either of these back yet. But I'm thinking if I use this plus... what was the one? Oh, plus air, because I have foul wind up. then that would be an attack of 2, 3 because they're all poisoned, and that would be really huge. I think I'm down for that. And it's going to spawn here, which is good. It won't go there. I mean, it's not good, obviously, but... yeah, no damage. Oh, no! I guess it doesn't matter where it goes. Oof. Round 8. You can see where this is going. This... where did you... oh. Oh, I thought that was another horror. Oh god. Okay, never mind. That's my new friend here. That's Hades. Of course that's Hades. Sorry. Sorry for confusing you with the enemy, but... alright, round 8. Okay, here we go. Starting off with Erebus again. Black Arrow, but I'm going to use the bottom attack here. It is go invisible, make a ranged attack, and then Cloak of Shade to make an attack of 1, but bringing in darkness. I'll be able to, I mean, I guess I could just attack this, right? Just start dealing tiny bits of damage. Cloak of Shade, whoops, Black Arrow, being able to go back invisible, but I can still make an attack. So I'm okay with that. Although... Yep. And then we'll follow up with Hades. We're going to use this bottom action to continue bringing in wind or air, and then Wretched Swarm to make an attack of 2, 3 because they're poisoned, and Foul Wind. And if anybody survives, they're stunned. I think that's fair. But I'm also thinking I don't use this. Maybe what I do is I just wait it out to see if I bring in air, and then I just use this as a walking mechanism instead. Because I don't want to be burning both of these cards, but particularly this one. It'd be nice to continue to use this one, but I think this is okay to use as this if I pull a +1 with air against this. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 enemies that I'll be pulling modifiers for. So if I can pull air out of that, that would be wonderful. Then at 55, Hammer Blow and Defensive Stance. Let's get shield up permanently. We can't move anyway. I didn't realize that, but I wanted to pull this anyway. And then Hammer Blow just to attack you with advantage. And then we can follow up with a Path of Glory. Oh, there it is. And it's still going to summon another Deep Terror. And then these things are going to be piercing along a line, but they're both going late, so we should be able to... these will all be controlled at least. This one won't. And then a move 1, attack of 2, and heal 5. I'm not too worried about that at all. I know I could have killed this one with Erebus, but I felt like going invisible is probably a better choice for him at the moment, so... yep. So we'll go invisible. And I will use darkness. I think I'm going to use my Eagle Eye Goggles to make an attack against you with advantage, and maybe that will kill you, and we won't have to worry about that incoming damage too. Yeah. Boo-hoo. Wow. That was pretty rough. Okay. I could use this. I don't think I will. And I'm wondering, actually, it says Summon Deep Terror Elite. Oh, an Elite! Oh no! But if there's I guess this one won't. But if there's coins everywhere, then it won't be able to. Well, let's make this attack anyway. And let's wound it. And I was thinking using the battle axe too. Maybe I could have attacked here, but I don't think that's a good idea. Let's just use... We'll have ways of getting rid of this. I'm not too worried. So we'll use the jagged sword. We're going to attack... There it goes. There it goes. So it's wounded, it's poisoned, and I pulled a +1, which was pretty helpful. I might as well use this, right? That will give me the jagged sword back and eagle eye goggles. I mean, the jagged sword... yeah, let's do it. Might as well. We've got... We can take a long rest and get that... and use it now and then get a long rest as well, so... Ooh, this one's on. Okay. Nice. Wonderful. That one's not poisoned anymore, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, so I'm going to use that. We're going to use Foul Wind. And that's an attack right on them. And again, if anything poor comes out of this, at least they're stunned. That won't be the case for the Sightless Eye, because he can't be stunned. Correct. But, at least this is all controlled or dead. Oh, that was good. That was really good. It does give him a place to summon, but oh well. This one is now stunned. And I did pull an air, so I'm not going to use this. I'm almost thinking of running over here. This one would be attacking it instead of her in that case. And this one is already going to be attacking her because it doesn't really have another target. I need some more gold. That's my thought here, is if I go here, at least it's spreading out some of the damage, I guess, is part of it. And then you are going to be attacking for... You're both going to be attacked. I could burn a card if it's necessary. And honestly, no matter where I go, I think... Yeah, it's going to go 3 out this way and then 3 out that way. So if I try to go out the door, it's too far. It's not far enough. And then 1, 2, 3, it would go out like this. So that's a pretty big... You're going to be attacked no matter where you go. Let's just get moving. Now, the question here is, do I bring this in now? Maybe I want to use Storm of Wings to make a pretty major attack against a few enemies. Because we have air, but I'm going to probably use it... Let's do it. Let's use it now. I'll bring in Vile Pestilence and Storm of Wings again. If I get to use this, great. If not, then I can still use this with air and in a coming turn anyway. So they're already poisoned, sure, but okay. More gold for you. Alrighty. Well, unfortunately, these things are going to be attacking. I guess this one's going to attack this way, so he'll be attacked. She'll be attacked by this one and that, of course. So, but the shield will help her a little bit more. I can't move anyway, so even though these ones will be attacking with Pierce. I don't have 2 targets to use the long spear. That's fine though. We'll attack here for 6. 7, not too bad. We have light again for Path of Glory coming up. Ooh, that's a big one. I will use it in that case. Who is this on? You first, okay. Yeah, I can take the 3 damage. I'm not too excited about it. And 4 damage. It could have been worse. I mean, if they pulled the +2 on him, that would be really bad. So, okay. Well, let's keep going. Round 9. We're gonna be going with Erebus again. Prepare for the kill, or bringing in darkness and grim sustenance for an attack of 4, staying invisible. Maybe I shouldn't stay invisible. Let's make him take an attack or 2. Let's use this one as an attack of 5. Yep. And then we'll use the battle axe and eagle-eye goggles, and we'll make an attack against both of them. All right. Then 32 for Electrona. An attack of 4 from Hades. And then Path of Glory for an attack of 6 with advantage. Both of those are going to be going straight onto the Sightless Eye. That might be enough to kill it. That might be. And then we're going to go for... That means this is out of the way, which is kind of unfortunate, but... then we're going to go for Rot Maggots. We'll make an attack of 4 at range 2. And then Gathering Doom for loot 2 action, where we can pick up, I guess it would just be this and this. We're gonna see what that is. I'll probably end up having to drop a card if that's the trap. Oh, they're doing it again. You gotta be kidding me. And then this, that's pretty painful, but it will be at disadvantage, and it will be actually against him. And then there's the Harrow Infestors, not doing too much, but they are bringing in darkness. That's nice of them. I don't think I actually knew that. So, yeah, we're gonna move to here. I'm actually thinking I don't want to be killing them. Right? Because if I kill them now, then... oh, there's some loot over here too. Oh, I didn't see that. I'm wondering what that treasure chest is. I'm going to use the Jagged Sword on you, so that's a pretty interesting attack. We're going to be swiping with the sword and an axe at the same time. Hey, that's good. 1 down, where we don't have to worry about that kind of attack. Some more loot for you. Yeah, so she's not going to be at full health, that's for sure. Great. Great. I'm wondering here if I kill this before I'm able to oh no, I did see that loot. That was the other loot that I was pointing at. I'd really like to be killing these other enemies. Here, I'm gonna have you actually make an attack here. I'm gonna save that for later. Yep. Okay, so 1 more down. That'll give him some loot. Oh, that was one of the spawned ones. Darn. Yeah, what do I do? Do I finish it? Or do I play around a little bit more? I say I play around a little bit more. We've got plenty of well, this is going to be annoying, but there's only 1 on the map, so it's not that bad. Yeah. Ah. Wow. That's a lot of stuff. I got to heal just that. It'd be cool if it was actually like just heal instead of +1 heal. Because if it was just heal 1, then it would have been heal the thing off and then heal, that kind of a thing. But that's fine. We'll take that damage. In this case, yeah, we'll use this. I will use Foul Wind. And I think I will... I guess I'll go for you. Wait, she doesn't get poisoned again. And now we'll be able to grab 2 loot piles for him, for it. 15 gold, alright. It makes me not want to go over here. But I'm wondering if both of them are 15 gold. But that's good, that's great for him, for it, because I'll be able to use that, put that to use pretty quickly here. Round 10? I mean, I'm feeling pretty good. Obviously, I think we've got this in the bag, right? So I want him to exhaust. Start working on that. He's already collected his loot. She wants to be at full health. I just don't see that happening here. I mean, I could do this. Use this and this. I'll go for it. Grim Sustenance. Spirit of the Night. And who's got some poison? We could use this to remove the poison from this thing, and that would cut its health in half. I could also use this to just deal damage to everyone that's poisoned, but that would only be that. Okay. So I've given him accelerated end for putting some poison out on the other enemies, and then succumb to the gift, kill a normal with poison within range 3. I'll be able to kill you, I guess. And then I'll just burn cards and stuff, and maybe it's not going to be so fun to watch at this time, but we've definitely got it. So, ooh, you're going to be disarmed. You're going to be going first anyway, okay. Yeah. And I can use this to just take somebody out. Which could be you. And then we'll loot. And I'll use this with this and get rid of that poison. I think that'll be helpful. Okay, some technical difficulties here with hot water. Okay, has nothing to do with this, but there's a lot of beeping in the background. I don't think you can hear it. Anyway, yeah, we'll end her turn. And poison here, there, and you. And then I'm not using my air. That's fine, whatever. And then who do I want to get rid of here? Probably you, because you're going to be disarming him. So let's get rid of you. All right. I will just take it. I don't care. No, stop it. I do care about that. I do want to be healthy. Ugh. Why did it not attack? I thought it was going to make, like, it could make this attack and attack both of them. That's strange. I don't know why it, what it's doing there. We'll just take short rest. I don't care about over here anymore. Oof. But yeah, I mean, we've certainly got this. I'm just playing the game, gaming the game. It's not very fun, but it's a good way to get all of this stuff. I technically don't really enjoy doing it this way, but it's I guess, you know, sometimes it just has to be done. So what else here? I can remove the poison. I could do something like that. And then do this. Use that. All right. Okay, 50 more gold. Not too bad. I was worried about it, but I figured, hey, I could just run over, throw away a card or something, and it doesn't matter at this point. We've certainly beat this. Oops. I'm going to use this to make that attack. Huh. Kidding. So I figured that was a pretty decent way of getting some experience here. Just keep... I was burning cards left and right for him, and then just gave them right back to her, to him, and gave him another turn. I think that's pretty interesting. And then we, of course, saw that the Plague Herald has exhausted, which is good. A couple more experience here. One more for the last attack. Come on. I guess not, huh? I guess not. Alright. That's funny. And extra turn. And her turn. Well, we've certainly belabored this long enough. 11. It's going before us. Oh, I can burn. Okay, I was gonna say I can't do anything here, but we'll burn a couple cards there. She can burn a card. That's fine. And then all we have to do is just punch it. Come on. ×2, finally. And I think I'll give her the I'll give her the loot in the middle. Yeah, we can do that. Another XP, sure. There it is. I guess they're about to give a whole bunch of attacks. Maybe this was a very bad idea. Maybe this was a very bad idea. Oh boy. Please no. He can burn one more time. Oh, okay.
With the giant eye dead, all of its minions wither and die with it. Thankfully, the room stops shaking as well.
Yeah, I thought that was going to end very poorly.
You can't get out the way you came in, but you're able to explore the structure further, free of the crushing dread that permeated the air previously. It's a long journey, but you find your way out of the trench, return to the boat, and head back to Gloomhaven, resolving never to do something like that again.
Yep. Yeah, maximum health. She's dead. Complete opposite. Alright, well, anyway, enemies killed Plague Herald actually put up a good fight against the, to counter the Night Shroud abilities. Not too bad. This is, that was pretty fun. It got a little bit weird at the end, and I'm glad that we actually got the victory. I can't believe that I almost lost, so. But, came down to the last cards. I was being a bit loose with the cards and burning and everything, and I wanted to see him, to see the Plague Herald exhaust. And I wanted to make sure that dying is also exhausting. It still counts, and it says exhaust, so it should. Damage taken 33, and that is insane. Insane. 6 piles looted, that's good. They both picked up 15 gold from the chests, which is really good too, and a lot of experience. Look at that, 13, 13, 14. Well done. And then they both picked up some perk points. And 10 experience for all. Another boss fight down for Goliath Toppler for the for Electrona. And Zealot of the Blood God 1. He's done it once. And we've got a level up here. Awesome. Let's do that. Let's do that right now. And then that'll be it. Cleansing Force, attack 6, stun, and wound. For with 2 experience, and then it's going to be burned. That's a pretty decent attack, I think. You don't need... there's no... Light is not necessary. And there's no advantage with it, which is kind of scary. Burning an attack of 6, I want that to be connecting. But the bottom ability, or bottom action, being a move 4 and infusing light, which is really nice, actually. A free light infusing movement is really, really good. That's very strong for her. 25, that's okay. 1 Inspiring Sanctity. 1 adjacent ally may perform attack 8 or infuse light to kill 1 normal or elite enemy instead. That would give you 3 experience. It burns. Okay. Okay. And the bottom ability, all allies within range 3 may perform attack 4. Gain 1 for each attack performed. See, these kinds of abilities where you get to have a bunch of, or all of your friends within range 3. These are really, really good if you have summons or a 4th player at the very least. 4 players makes this ability super strong. But even with 3 players, if you have a bunch of, 1, 2, 3 summons out on the board, this is a really, really huge card. We don't have that. We have 3 and we don't have any summons between the 3 of classes. But this top ability is still pretty strong because you could pair that with Empowering Command for an attack of 4 and then follow that up with an attack of 8, or vice versa, of course. And then we have Illuminate the Target for an attack of 6 and an attack of 8. Or of course you could just burn it with the killing an enemy, an elite or a normal, and still doing an attack of 6 for something else too. So it's a very strong ability. I don't think I ever got her to level 8. I don't think that's true, actually. I'm pretty sure I did, and I don't know which one I would have chosen. I do like Cleansing Force, but Inspiring Sanctity looks super nice, though. The thing is since Hades is a ranged character, I'd need to put him into melee range to have the bottom ability of Inspiring Sanctity to work more efficiently. Erebus, we know he's always going to be in range for the most part. But, I mean, we could plan it that way too, right? But I really like this move 4 because we can open with this immediately, and then we have let's see here, we have mobilizing Axiom later with that. I think I'm going to be taking Cleansing Force because I want that light. I can start moving with that, and a move 4 is really good too. So she has 30 gold, so I probably won't be able to get like put light on this or something like that for some time. But what card would I be dropping for this? That's a big question. I don't know. I guess if I brought this in, I might drop Empowering Command, but I don't know if I like getting rid of the top ability yet, or at all for that matter. Another one could be... Ugh. I think it's going to have to be Cleansing Force. I'm going to bring in Cleansing Force, and I think Tactical Order is what I'm going to drop. I typically, I like to use that top ability, but I typically use it for a move 4 for her, and I mean, it's good by itself, right? Just that move 4, no matter what is on the top ability, the top of the action card. But this is pretty strong too. It just kind of sucks that it's on the top. So yeah, she gets to move and somebody else gets to move with her. but I don't know what else I would get rid of. Empowering Command, I really like this top ability. I think Tactical Order it is. But it would be really nice to have 2 move 4s, wouldn't it? I guess that's what that is. I'll go with this. And if I really miss this, of course, I can bring it back. Perk point. We could add a couple +1 rollers. Get rid of a 0 and add a 2. Get rid of a -2 and add a 0 and remove some zeros. Let's go for dust. Let's get rid of some zeros. Yeah, I think removing some of the zeros is just going to help with, if we're attacking with advantage, which we typically are, or we can quite a bit, pulling 2 of these is going to be less of a danger. And pulling 1 of these with 1 of these is going to be a less rare occurrence, right? Okay. Okay, that'll do. She now has 30 gold. Let's take a look here. Yep. Let's go to the merchant before I forget. And she's going to be purchasing the major healing potion. I want to make sure she doesn't have it. Yep. Major healing potion. That would have come in handy in that last one. I wanted her to be healthy, and I knew that was going to be a tough one, but if I wasn't so loose with burning those cards at the end and just finished on time, I probably could have gotten her to full health, but all right. 1 gold. He has this thing has 46. I'm gonna leave it and I'll figure this out off camera. Same thing with Erebus, although I think what I'm gonna end up doing, maybe I'll save it because it seems like he's going to be leveling up pretty soon. And then this one's going to be unlocked at level 7. Or I'll take a look at the Enchantress and maybe, we can't afford any of these. I was thinking of putting a jump on this, but that is pretty expensive. Top ability, I think I'm gonna leave alone because I'm gonna be using that bottom ability more often. And I could do something here too, but again, I typically use that bottom ability. But making this top one more effective might be a good choice too, because it is another way to bring in darkness. He doesn't have a whole lot of abilities that I feel like putting stickers on. This one might be a good option, but for what? You know, like bringing in an element? I'm not sure. But it sounds like I'll probably be saving the money for now for Erebus too. So, well, there we have it. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, you can always leave me a like or a comment. As always, thanks for stopping by. I hope to see you next time.